Hi, this is Ray with Aqua Power Washing. I just want to show you this house that I'm working on today. Did a whole bunch of different things for these homeowners. The first thing I did for them was to clean the composite deck in the back for them. It's actually a very large composite deck and it's one of the dirtiest ones I've ever cleaned. I also cleaned the siding for them today too, and then all the hardscapes around the house, including the front steps, front walkway, and then the patio in the back. I also did before and afters of all these areas, so I'm just going to go ahead and paste those in here now so you can see the explanation of how we do the grade of work that we do and see the before and after of the different areas. Hi, this is Ray with Aqua Power Washing, and I just want to show you this project that I'm going to be working on today. This person's actually getting ready to sell this house, so I'm going to be doing a lot of work for them to try and clean this up in preparation for that. You can see that the siding has not been maintained in a while. It probably hasn't been cleaned in 8 to 10 years because we've got a lot of this heavy green organic growth on the siding. And a lot of house wash companies will treat this with pressure and try to blast it off of the surface, and that's actually the untrained portion of our industry. Our industry is all about soap solutions because obviously we're dealing with organic staining here. It also is what makes the trim look dark and dingy, and then sometimes you see, like you can see some drips underneath here. But this is where I usually see the organic staining showing up on houses, when the trim looks dark and dingy like it looks there. And what we do is the soap process lifts that organic staining right off without the use of high pressure and makes everything look really bright afterwards. And here you can see more of that staining on this side of the house. And then we also have a lot of it back here by their air conditioner. You can see it's actually kind of climbing up the siding here. And over here you can see how heavy it is around the air conditioning. And here you can see the after of the siding cleaning and how nice that came out and how all the organic growth is gone now. I also spray all the plants with a Miracle Grow type of product and a lot of water while I'm doing the job as part of my plant protection package. If we go over here you can see how nice this is. There's a little bit of shading there from this tree that's behind me, but you can see how all the organic growth is gone now. If we continue over here, we have the really heavy organic growth by these air conditioners. You can see the after of that and how nice that turned out. I also clean things like air conditioning units as part of doing the job too. I don't see the point in cleaning a house and leaving a dirty air conditioner for a customer. So that's all part of the cleaning job that I do. And here you can see how overgrown the paver patio is. It's a pretty nice setup. They actually have a giant deck up there that we're going to be cleaning for them too. And then this large paver patio down here with a hot tub. So it's a really nice setup they have here. Now trying to clean the pavers with this much organic stuff growing on it really isn't so great. Before you clean your pavers, you really want to treat everything with a weed killer and get all the weeds under control. In my opinion, the best weed killer to use for killing weeds on pavers is when you go to the store and you see the weed killer that says it lasts for a year. Because what happens is a lot of times you'll kill the weeds and you'll kill the roots to the weeds, but the organic growth comes right back again because you didn't address the fact that there's seed here on the pavers and in the sand. But when you treat it with the weed killers that last for a year, they have an additive in there which helps to control the seeds and kill the seeds so they don't germinate, and that keeps the pavers looking a lot nicer for longer. You can see we also have a nice walkway that leads around to the driveway. And here you can see the after of the paver patio and how nice this came out. Basically it looks like a brand new patio now, minus some of the weeds that remain over here. The nice thing is if you can't remove the weeds prior to me coming by treating them with a weed killer, which usually you need to do about 3 weeks beforehand, you can see that it will cut them down and make them a lot smaller, and because of the soap solution that I used, it will actually kill them and they will disappear within like a week or two. They just need some time for the organic material to break down and disappear. It's dried over here a little bit, so it does look a little bit different than the other area. And here you can see the front walkway and the front steps, how they're covered with a lot of green organic growth. And the two-part process here will be to power wash these steps and to power wash these pavers, and then to post-treat everything with that soap solution. And one of the nice things with the limestone is it lifts the staining out of the limestone and makes it look like bright, brand new limestone afterwards. And as you can see, we got a lot of moss and weeds growing here. And this walkway continues all the way down the front here. He's actually getting ready to sell this house, so being able to remove all of this is going to leave a really nice impression as the people walk up to the house. And they're going to be seeing a clean house and clean walkways and everything being clean around the house, which I think is something that's really going to help his cause from a point of view of trying to sell this house. And here you can see the after of the front steps and how nice they are now. They basically look like a brand new set of steps. Now you can see how bright and nice this front walkway is. I also cleaned the cobblestone border because that's all part of cleaning this walkway for a customer. Hi, this is Ray with Aqua Clean Power Washing. I just want to show you this deck that I'm going to be working on today. This is actually one of the dirtiest decks I've cleaned in a very long time. You can see how it's covered with this black staining, and then additionally, because it's been so long since it's been cleaned, we actually have folious lichens starting to grow on the deck, and that's why this whole area of the deck is green over here versus being black and brown. Now we are dealing with a living organism here, so the worst thing that you can do is actually to use pressure to try and clean this, because it would actually damage the deck. A lot of times power washing companies will blast it with high pressure to try and get it out, and they actually blast off part of the surface as part of the cleaning process instead of actually really cleaning it the way it needs to be done. And that's where you use the soap solutions to lift this organic staining out of the composite material. And that makes the job last 4 to 6 times longer than traditional power washing. And it also doesn't damage the deck as part of the cleaning process, so it's much safer for the deck. Here you can see how heavy it is over here. And the rails are equally bad. You can see they've got the heavy staining over here. And over here you can see some of the folious lichens growing right here. So it's probably been a good 10 to 12 years since this deck's been cleaned, based upon the organic staining that I'm seeing here. To keep composite decks nice, it's really best to clean them about every 3 years. This way you don't get to the point where you have a tremendous amount of organic staining like this, which can actually damage the deck. And here you can see the after of the composite deck and how nice this turned out. I'm pleasantly surprised that it came out so nice considering how bad it was. I did have to go above and beyond my normal cleaning technique in order to make it so nice. I actually had to put the soap solution down 2 times and then lightly rinsed all the organic material off the surface of the deck and then treated it again afterwards because all of the staining did not come out of the composite material. You can also see how nice the rails and the spindles have come out and how that black staining that had gotten into them is now gone. And they basically look like brand new rails now. And here you can see the back side of the house and how nice everything turned out back here. If you'd like to learn more about the services that we offer, you can call us at 201-424-1800 or visit our webpage at www.gentlepowerwashing.com, and that plugs into the theme of the type of work that we do. We don't blast stuff with high pressure because that's a very ineffective way to clean things. We use soap solutions because they work a lot better, and they also make the cleaning work last 4 to 6 times longer than traditional power washing. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you have a blessed day.